moving off grid? What does it mean? So you guys are living totally off grid? No internet, cell phone, running water, electricity? What does it mean to live off grid? Hey, good morning guys. Welcome back to the vlog. Today we're going to be talking about what does it mean to really live off grid, right? There's a lot of misconceptions out there about living off grid. Some people think that it's like living like a caveman, right? In a cave, no modern conveniences. Maybe it's a log cabin somewhere out in the woods and you live very primitively. You got to break the ice in the pond to take a bath and things like that. But what does it really mean to live off-grid? Oxford English Dictionary defines off-grid as not using or depending on public utilities, especially the supply of electricity. And Webster's not that much different. Webster says not connected or served by public or privately managed utilities, such as electricity, gas, or water. Basically, what it means is that you do not have any wires or pipes connecting your house to the rest of the world. A lot of people that live off grid have electricity and they generate that in various ways. Some use gas, propane, or diesel generators to generate electricity. Others use solar panels with batteries and inverters. Some use wind turbines and some use small water turbines to generate their electricity. A lot of them actually use a combination of those to get electricity all year round. So for us, we plan to use solar power and supplement that with a gas-fired generator. If you're interested in any of this kind of stuff, I will link it down in the description below and you can go ahead and check it all out. So you can definitely have electricity while you're living off grid. It's just not coming from the power company. Well, what about running water? Well, we already have electricity, right? So how do we get our running water? Well, you could drill a well and use a pump that's powered by your alternative energy source to pump that water up out of the ground. Or you could develop a nearby spring that you have on your property. What I think would be the coolest is if you had a spring that was up on a hill, right above your house, you develop that spring and then let gravity feed that water down to your house. What we're hoping to do is develop a spring that is near our house and then pump that water with a solar powered pump up the hill to our house where we can hold it in a large holding tank and then use another pump to pressurize it to our house because our house will be sitting on the highest part of our property. What about flushing toilets? Can you have flushing toilets or do you have to use an outhouse when you're living off grid? Well, of course you can have a flushing toilet when you're off grid. Hopefully when you were buying your property, you did a perk test to make sure that that property can support a standard septic system. And then all you need to do is install that septic system, flush the toilet, and it's taken care of. But there are also some alternative ways that you might want to look into, such as a composting toilet. Composting toilets can be really cool because then you can use human waste as actually fertilizer in your garden. And there's a really cool book that goes on to explain how you can do that. What about hot showers while you're living off grid? How are you going to heat your water for washing dishes, taking showers, taking baths? Things like that. Well, you could have a solar hot water heater. You could use a propane hot water heater. You could also even heat your water with wood. What we're planning on using, at least in the beginning, is an on-demand propane hot water heater. What about cooking off-grid? Having an oven and a stove and things like that. Do you have to cook over a campfire? No, you can have a regular propane stove and oven, right? GE actually just came out with a new stove that uses batteries for the ignition. You don't need to plug it in at all. All you need to do is hook your propane tank up to it. What about heating and cooling your house? Well, a lot of off-grid people heat their house with a wood stove. And that is a great way to heat your house. It's renewable energy. You cut down a tree, you plant a tree. The better you insulate your house, the better you design your house, right? The less wood you're gonna have to use. And that is how we are planning to heat our house in Idaho. But what about cooling, right? In the summertime, it might get a little hot. Well, again, you can cool your house as well with solar and wind, right, and water. All you need to do is generate enough electricity to be able to run an air conditioner, which can be done, especially if you're just cooling certain rooms in the house rather than trying to cool the whole entire house. Plus, good design on your house will allow it to cool more naturally as well. And finally, guys, we are YouTubers, right? How are we going to be YouTubers and upload our videos to the internet for you guys if we're living off grid? There is a totally simple solution to that, guys. If you have cell phone service on your off-grid property, you have access to the internet. Just use your smartphone and turn on the personal Wi-Fi. You have access to the internet through your phone and through any other Wi-Fi connected device that you might need to connect to the internet. We have cell service at our house, but maybe if your cell service is a little weak, you want to get a signal booster to be able to pull in that weak signal and get a good connection to the internet. However, if you don't have an internet connection, there's always satellite internet. It might be a little bit more expensive, but you can get it done. That is how you live off-grid in a modern world. You don't have to live like a caveman, and you do not have to suffer without the modern conveniences. If you want to learn more about our journey coming from town here, Henderson, Tennessee, to North Idaho, living off-grid, make sure you click my face down below and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be sharing a lot of our plans and our ideas with you guys, and want some input from you as well. What types of ideas do you have for living off-grid? We hope you guys have a really great day, and keep smiling.